Hi guys, welcome back. So let's continue with this video. So in this video we will learn about shared element transitions API, right? So that API is at the time I'm making this video, so that API is recently released in the alpha version of the Compose, right? 1.7.0 alpha 07 plus, right? So we will be using that transitions, right? How we can use that. So basically we use that. Suppose if we have some list and detail screens and they are sharing few elements, right? Like some title and some image, right? Mostly we will use them in those scenarios, but there are other types as well where we don't have any elements shared, but still we can use those. So we will be discussing about those things. So in this video we will discussing about shared element transitions, right? But there are another type as well, so that is shared bounds. We will be discussing that in another video. So let's continue with the first one, right? So shared, what do you mean by shared element transition? So even before that, let me give you few things which you need to set up. So after creating a simple project, right, I have added here two dependencies. One is navigation compose and another one is compose bomb alpha, right? So the thing is, if we have normal compose versions, we can directly use the compose bomb from the official Android developer site instructions, right? But if we don't have, like, if you don't want to use stable version, you want to use alpha version, how we can do that? So we can use this compose bomb for alpha versions provided by Chris Baines. Thanks to Chris Baines. So we can easily try out alpha versions, alpha editions of Jetpack Compose with this compose bomb, right? So I have integrated that, and then you need to add navigation compose because we will be applying this transition on navigation, right? So this is a simple app I will be showing you. So if you see, so this is a simple list I'm displaying here, right? This is just a simple list. So even we can add few more elements maybe just to fill it up, right? Okay, all right. Maybe we can make them count again, and one more maybe. Okay, so if you want to apply shared element transition on this list to detail, how we can do that? That's the point of attention of this video, right? So first thing is like, yep, okay, all right. So you need to understand about the shared transition scope, right? So shared transition scope is the main scope which you will be working with while applying the shared element transitions, right? So if you see the shared element scope, what it do is it is the scope which will provide us create shared elements or shared bounds transition. So this scope, so you mean shared elements or shared bound transitions can be created on this scope only, right? So that's why we need this scope. Now question comes up, how we will getting this scope, right? So shared transition layout provides it that. So yeah, now let's add that here. So if you see, first of all, even before adding that, this is just a normal app. Normal things are being done here which all of you might be already aware about. So if you see, this is just two composables and we have nav controller, nav host, right? Two screens, home and detail, right? So now what we need to do is we need to wrap this up inside share transition layout, right? And now this is the first step. Actually it is just a 3-step procedure applying these transitions. So let's continue with them. This is step 1, right? Now we need to, this is experimental API, we need to enable this annotation as well, right? This is the first thing, and now it will provide you can see this transition scope, you can see here, right? It will provide us this transition, shared transition scope that we will be needing, right? So the second question is, how now we will be applying the shared element, right? So we need to pass this shared transition scope and animated content scope. Two things are there, right? Along with this, we need animated content scope as well. That point I will be like explaining later. So here we need to add, first of all, let's add share transition scope, right? And another one is animated content scope, right? Okay, so again opt in for experimental API, right? These two scopes these are required for applying the shade transitions, so we need to add them on both screens, or maybe even before that, right? Again, enable shade element experimental annotation. So yeah, that's one point. This is the actually second point, right? Now we need to pass them as well, right? Let's, and another one is, if you see this, so that is directly the composable. If you see, composable is its content, it provides us animated content scope already, right? If you see here, so now composable also provides us animated content scope, so that already provides the few things. So animated content scope, actually what it does, so animated at its name is also depicting what it can do, right? So it provides few basic things, right? It manages the transition between composable automatically for you, right? Animated content scope. So that's why we need this one as well, right? So we need to pass this one as well. So, and again, let's pass them here as well. Okay, this is the second step. This is the first step, and then we need to pass them. That is the second step, these two scopes, right? And now third step will be, so now I'll be coming to the shade element. What's the purpose of that? How it will be providing the transitions, right? Yeah, let's talk about what do shade element do, right? So that shade element is just a modifier, but how it will be available? So that will be only available with shade transition scope. So suppose suppose what we'll be doing is, here we need to use the shade transition scope. We will be adding it only for the elements where we need to apply those shade elements, right? We can just use it for that part of the code, right? So we need to apply on these two, so we can add that here, right? Okay, so now if you see, that will be available here, shade element and shade bounds. Without this scope they will not be available, right? If you see, it will not show you, right? You can see they are not showing, so they are only available along with this scope. That's why we need this scope. That is the first point. So now let's add shared element. So what shared element do is actually, so it is just for the, if suppose this is our screen, right? List item, it has image and title. On the list we have again image and title, so these two elements are shared between these two screens, right? So two elements are shared, so that's why it is called shared element transition, whenever we have some elements shared between two screens, right? So that's why we use this, that's why it's named so. So next step will be like, we need to use remember shared content state as well, and we need to give a unique id, we need to pass unique key there, right, for this element. So remember shared content state. So now this is very important part of this. So here what we'll be doing is, let's say this is for image, and here you'll be passing the id, right? So yeah, so second one is animated content scope. So this is the second parameter, right? So we can pass this one as what its name, animated visibility scope. Okay, all right, animated visibility scope, right? This is state, this is the animated visibility scope. This is just these are two must things we need to do, right? So this id we need it, this is for identification, right? With this id it will match on the detail screens. If the shared elements, their id is same, so that means they are shared, right? That's how it will be identified, right? And this is for, if you see this shared visibility scope, this is needed because it will provide smooth transitions. This will automatically manage transitions for it, right? So these are two things. And if you see again the same thing, if we want to apply here as well, so we can add them here also. So one thing you need to remember is each shade element should have a unique key. So here we can give it title with ID. This will be unique, right? So that's another point. And one more thing is, suppose the thing what it matters is like where we are applying it, that matters. Only the things which will be applied after this modifier, they will matter, right? Those things will be like utilizing this shade element effect, right? I will be coming to this point. So first of all, let's add them on detail part as well. Yeah, again, so here also we need, first of all, we need to add with shade transition scope. We can use that along with, right? And now let's add it inside this, right? Or maybe you can remove this part from here, because we will not be doing any kind of transitions along for this composable, right? But yeah, let's add it here. And now let's copy them and let's add them here. So here we have, if you see, this is the user, and from user we need ID, right? Because that should be the same, right? So this is for this, and let's make it image. And now because that will match, we have added this ID there, and on the detail as well we need to add the same ID, right? So here also let's apply this, and let's quickly try to run it and see what happens. If you see, it's working. Yeah, it's looking cool. Yeah, it's very smooth. You can see. Yeah, it's just, this image is shared, so it's just, you can kind of think it of like it's kind of getting scale, right? Along with that, so from here it's getting just, if you will see this in the slow motion, you will observe it is just getting scaled, right? So kind of that stuff is being done here. Yeah, it's looking cool. Yeah, a few improvements you can make. You can just add some paddings and other things there. That is just that easy thing. Let's just even add that. It will not take that longer. Okay, so this is how we can apply the shade element, right? Now let's come to few other things as well. So yeah, and maybe we can add some padding as well. How we can apply our custom animation. So if you observe carefully on this bounce transform, it's using default bounce transform. What is that? Default spring. It is using spring animation by default, right? But so if we want to override that, how we can do that? That's pretty easy, not that difficult. So we can add bounce transform. If you see, so with bounce transform, it just gives you initial bounce, target bounce, right? It has simple single method, so that is just functional interface. It provides initial bounce and target bounce, right? So if we need them, we can use them like this. Okay, so now here we will be using the spring, but let's say we want to make it little bit slow. Stiffness medium low, or maybe just let's make it low as of now, right? If you see, this is again experimental, and this bounce transform we can apply. in all 4 places. Okay, on whatever content you want to apply, you can just apply it over there, right? If you see now, it's a little bit slow, right? You will observe it's a little bit slow now. It's not that faster. It's just coming slower. So that's the change how we have applied. This is the way how we can apply the custom animation. Also we can change this completely to the twin. We can use twin animation as well here. So then you can play around with that as well. So that's the way how we can provide the custom animations, right? Let's add some comment here, right? Or we can say use boundsTransform, right? So this is, I just wanted to explain the how we can specify custom animations, as currently it's in alpha at the time I'm making this video, but if you are maybe watching this video later on, it might become stable at that point. So yeah, that's it about the shared element transitions. We have used the shared element here. So there is one more modifier, that is shared bounds. So we'll be discussing that in some another videos. So yeah, I hope now you guys have an idea about how you can use this shared element transition. And one more thing, this is we have used it like in the navigation, but if you want to use that without navigation, the procedure will remain same. This will be wrapping up our composable, parent composable. This will be wrapping up of that, and then what will be happening is, again, in the two others, let's say 2 views are there, sorry, composables are there, then there also we need to pass these scopes, and it will be the similar way, like even if we just remove this here and just apply some condition here, if we are showing list or detail, so it will be remaining just same. This way of implementation will be remaining same, right? So if you see, yeah, this is now looking cool. We have applied the shared element transitions. So guys, this is all about shared element transitions in Jetpack Compose. So that's all about this, and in the upcoming video I will be showing you how we can use shared bounds as well. So just a quick recap of this video with the shared element. So first of all, just you need to use this shared transition layout to wrap up your content, where you need to use shared element transition. Second part will be we needing these 2 scopes, shared shared transition layout and the animated content scope, right? And then on which content you want to apply, there you can use this scope, and with that scope you can do whatever you want to do, like use shared element transition. Without this scope you will not be able to access. Then we applied this shared element, and it needs state and key, 2 things here. Inside the state it needs key to uniquely identify this element, and secondly it needs animated visibility scope, right? This is the way of specifying custom animations. Similar things you need to apply on all the shared elements in the list and detail screens. Like if in the both screen, if you have 2 screens, in both screens you need to apply these things, right? So then it will be working really fine. So that's about this. So that's all about this, and I hope you guys have now an idea about how you can use this. I hope you have enjoyed this video as well. If you enjoyed it, please like, share and comment on it. And if you are new, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I will be posting the more content like this. So I will see you in the upcoming video. Till then, bye bye, take care, have a great time, keep coding.